What's going on, guys? Welcome to the 13th recorded episode of BoxInOne, but probably the 8th episode because this episode will actually be going on the Spotify. Long story short, we have recorded episodes 8 to 12 have been recorded, but college happened. And when college happens, things get put on hold. So we haven't.
Right in the face, man.
Wait. You want to say that again, Daniel?
No, I don't.
Dude,
I have to be, bro. No.
It what?
No. Wow. What a way to start. Okay. What a way to start the episode.
We're back. We're
definitely back, guys.
That's gonna be the promo. BoxInOne smacks you right in the face.
That's going out of context.
That's going on the socials. That one is going on the socials. As I was saying, or as we were saying, episodes 8 through 12 actually no, it's more like 8 through 10 have been recorded. There's like a Golden State Warriors rant in there. We had like a 27-minute.
This was the archives, guys.
We had a 27-minute argument about the Los Angeles Clippers and Houston Rockets first round series. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the best moments from those episodes into one or two archive episodes at a later date, and then some of those will also be discussions on the channel. But this is at the 13th episode we've recorded. No, this is the 12th episode we've recorded. 12 we never recorded because we took a month off because again, college. What Daniel said, college does something to you. I'm not gonna repeat that though. But we are back, episode 8 of BoxInOne. Now basketball gets serious. That is what it's titled. Before we even begin that, though, I do want to address. Yes, this is not a BoxInOne. This. I thought Dan was gonna leave me stranded. I thought he was gonna leave me isolation. It's only two of us. Marcus has some obligations. Samaji also has some obligations. Wishing them the best. Royce went to the Tyler the Creator concert in Canada. And he screamed his heart out to Paris, Texas. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I have no idea who Paris, Texas is. It's artists dropping music who have never dropped music before. Are you familiar with Paris, Texas, Daniel?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not a ball knower like that, bro. No.
Yeah, No, that's not that stuff.
Bro, I'm pretty sure he has.
Yeah, I'm not. No, it's a group. I think it's 3 or 4. I'm not. They're kind of like Brockhampton, but different.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm not disrespecting them at all. I never heard of them until 2024. It was Paris, Texas. I'm like, oh, okay. It's people dropping music who have never dropped music before. But no, they've been around since 2019, I think. So, but that's why Roy said his... Yeah, I don't even want to think about that. KD tore his Achilles and ruined the three-peat, bro. Toronto never deserved that ring. Royce not here. I'm going to talk myself. Injury ring, Royce. Injury ring. But, we good off that. Before we begin, though, we got BoxInOne 2-man edition. Let's talk about All-Star Weekend a little bit. First of all, Mac McClung dominating us during Black History Month. I don't know exactly how to feel about that. He's an incredible dunker. I think there's a difference between in-game dunkers and actual, the art of dunking. Mac is somebody who, in my opinion, had a better card dunk than Blake Griffin. He's somebody who continues to elevate. I don't think it's not crazy to say that. A 6'2".
Say that. I'm it's crazy in the sense where I'm oh wow, that's I didn't know you'd say that.
Yeah, he had
I'm not even surprised anymore because you have some good. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna explain. I was gonna talk about Subway, but we're not gonna get there.
Nah. Let's speak on it.
Subway. So you said Subway's. Do I think it's overrated? Maybe.
The people are gonna agree with me.
No.
The people are gonna agree with me, bro. It's not. In my person, from my
it's not
own.
The greatest it's not the greatest sub sandwich place. But it definitely isn't the worst.
Hey, what y'all know about Prime Quiznos? What y'all know about that pesto chicken wrap? What y'all know about Prime Quiznos? That's all I'm saying. Don't disrespect who been. I mean, Subway was there before Quiznos to be fair, but don't disrespect when the new era comes. Don't disrespect when the new era.
Looks pretty good. I mean, it's
pretty much not bad. Just don't disrespect Prime Quiznos. That's all I got to say about that.
I've never.
Honestly, there wasn't too much for All-Star Weekend. You had CP3 and 1B trolling. I'm gonna let you take over this segment though, Daniel. I really ain't got much to say about All-Star Weekend.
I mean, I've watched clips. I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch the weekend. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just waiting for 2026 to happen. LA.
Because we gonna be there.
But
We
we will
going
be there, and we will
on.
have press passes, guys.
We will have a media passes at the LA 2026 All-Star. We gonna have a merch ready and everything.
Yes,
Hope we will be locked in. We gonna get the Peyton Pritchard wearing a BoxInOne hoodie. Y'all heard it here first.
yes.
And we gonna have Kyrie rocking the merch as well. You heard it here first.
Yes,
Those
yes,
those
yes. I
those are
love it.
two targets. Those
You
are
know,
two
Kyrie will
targets.
wear it too. Kyrie will wear
Kyrie
it.
gonna wear it because Kyrie chill like that. You're so
He is.
tough, Kyrie. If you see this clip, you're so tough. I don't even have any questions. You're so
All right,
tough, Kyrie.
all right. Let's off with the
You're
Griffin.
you're so tough, Kyrie, bro. You're big, bro. You're so no, I'm joking. But yeah, I mean, All Star Weekend is kind of like it's what Draymond said. Like these guys work their hardest to get to this position, and then they only get to play one game for a 40-point score limit. Just go back to East versus West, or just go back to USA versus World.
I agree.
Honestly, there's no way to really incentivize an enjoyable game with injuries when there's nothing on the line. Maybe make it home court for the finals, but even still, I don't think that this generation of players is necessarily going to worry about home court. If that makes any sense, we've seen teams have incredible performances on the road in the past. We saw Minnesota Timberwolves take out the Denver Nuggets down 20.
A lot of Mavericks too, a little.
Yeah, like we've seen teams get dominated
Lakers recently as well.
who had home court and get those eliminations out of there. So obviously home court matters, but with the plethora of talent and how unpredictable the game is, I don't think even that is enough to incentivize it. The real thing is 1v1 tournament. 1v1 tournament. That's what everybody wants to see. We saw the WNBA crush the non-rival league. Shout out Nafisa Collier for winning that tournament. I want to see Kyrie Irving and James Harden.
Yeah, I think that's a great part of it, but you can't tell me something that's probably even better. Shout out to Jonas because he kind of talked about this. Jonas is one of my classmates in journalism. He's a big hockey fan, so you know how they had that Four Nations tournament for the All-Star. Yeah. If they bring it to the NBA, the amount of viewership would double. It would work too because you can't tell me that you have players like Wembanyama, Batum on France, and then even Gobert. But who cares about Gobert? But
fourth quarter yelling, "Why did Gobert in?
Why did Gobert in?" And then you have Canada with Shai, Jamal Murray, even though he had a stinker in the Olympics.
Dylan Brooks,
RJ Barrett, dude. Those three, and then maybe even like adding, I don't know, Serbia. Let's add Serbia. Or let's add Australia, or someone, but that is like willing to play, like their whole squad that's from these teams. Because I know majority is Canada, United States, France, and Serbia. They're all over the place. But if they can do that, and they have a tournament with that for like the whole week, peak. People are gonna play at the highest because it becomes to a political standpoint for them. I mean, we have players during that hockey where they're booing the United States anthem or the national anthem, and you know what they take it personally. Hockey players take it personally. Obviously, Canada won it all, but they take it personally. They're like, nah, we're scrapping, and they scrap 8 seconds into it. You can't tell me that the competitive spirit. I mean, we saw the Olympics. We saw Wemby damn near fall to his knees when he lost in the Olympics.
The devil named Curry is hurting us. The devil named Curry. I mean, if they want to repeat it, by all means, by all means.
But you can't tell me. That's a great idea.
It is a great idea. It just depends how you choose the countries, and then it depends who gets selected. Because if you go like all-star by all-star, obviously it's still gonna be mostly American players. So I think it's just like more of a logistics thing. Even doing something like the All-Stars team versus like the EuroLeague champions, something like that, because that's been floated around as well. I'd love to beat them boys by 50. I say I love like I'm on a team. That's low-key kind of glazing. But even something like that, I think could definitely be a way to have players play at a higher level because you need to have stakes. It's what you were saying about in the other recording we did about college basketball, the men's basketball. It's not as an enjoyable watch these days because they don't have as many stakes. They don't have as many rivalries. You need to bring that back into the product in order for the fans to care. We can see it across all sports, even like UFC, for example, right? There's not as many star power. There's not as much stakes in these matchups. So you're kind of like, I don't need to watch that right now because I don't feel invested enough in these athletes or the storyline surrounding these athletes to care about their journeys. It's the same thing. Sports is entertainment. You shouldn't solely focus on entertainment from the media standpoint, which we're going to dive into later. But at the core of sports, it's entertainment. Whether it was how people viewed sports in the gladiator days, obviously that's a completely different thing. But sports is entertainment, and you need to give people a reason to be entertained. And that starts with great storylines and stakes.
Yeah, and I think the stakes would be great with the Four Nations tournament. Because I think it was Canada, Sweden, United States, and then another country. I think it was Finland. They're the ones who played with hockey. But you tell me if you have Canada, United States, France, and maybe like another like Australia or Serbia, perfect. And even if you don't even put the all, because I think I remember, I think they had like it didn't matter. It was just a national team that was playing. So if you had like their national team that was playing, that'd be perfect. But yeah, that's really all I have right now for it. I think All-Star, it could be better, but I think that's one of the formats. Plus the 1v1 tournament would be great.
100%.
Mm-hmm. But I think also just adding on to like that, I think it was a failure in the sense where the NBA they're experimenting too much in a place where you shouldn't experiment, if that makes sense. Because yeah, the All-Star game has experiments, but I think at the same time, it's like, why switch up the whole thing in 1 year? Because then that's gonna make people mad. That's gonna make people not watch it. I mean, we saw it. Like we had Kevin Hart on the court more than All-Stars, more than some All-Stars. Like that's ridiculous. Like we had like this whole like play the game, stop, have this whole sequence, had a Mr. Beast episode, and then hey, it doesn't make like you could have that like the day before. There is the reason why there's 2 days in a weekend. Because you have one day where you can be like, hey, you know what? This is all silly shit. We can have fun. We can have the tournament, like the little like the skills challenge and the 3-point contest. But
get rid of the skills challenge. Get rid of the skills challenge. Bring back shooting stars. Bring back shooting stars. Bring back shooting stars. I'm sorry. Get rid of the skills challenge.
Shooting stars. I mean, I think you have that whole day though. That's the thing. You have like Monday, or you have Saturday. Why not start Friday? You know, Friday we have the skills challenge. Saturday, the World versus USA Rising Stars, and then Sunday you have the game itself. Because I think the thing is that they made it, they rushed it essentially. I feel like they made it where like okay, like the two of them face off, but we're gonna have commercial breaks. They had 30 minutes of basketball the entire.
It was 40 minutes of basketball, and it was 2 hours and 34 minutes of commercial.
Like, that's ridiculous. Like Adam Silver, lock in, buddy, lock in. But
I
think also people are also based. I'm gonna go with the counter argument here, kind of like looking at the perspective of what other people say. I think people also like think where it's like, oh, like it's nostalgia based, like because like people are like talking about how David Stern was a better commissioner, which in a sense he was, but also wasn't. From what he treated his players, I think Adam Silver kind of has a little bit more freely, but I think people are just nostalgia based. Like the dunk contest was good, but also got to realize that some players just are never gonna want to do dunk contests because either I don't want to say they're selfish, but they kind of want to protect themselves, their bodies. They're already gonna play in the All-Star game, so why like are they gonna? Why are star players gonna sacrifice themselves already in the All-Star game with dumb skills? Which kind of adds to the point about kind of like taking away the skills challenge or like all that stuff. But yeah, I think it's really just up to the players. But I think we're gonna talk about that in the media boost. Like you really do much with media. I mean, if the players don't want to do it, the players aren't gonna do it. Like we're not gonna. I think we shouldn't bash them for it. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, 1,000%. Speaking of games and players, that was a terrible transition. I'm stretching because I don't want to talk about this, but I'm happy that our two Cleveland Cavaliers fans, Marcus Aguilar and Royce Chand, are not here today. They save me from a lot of stuff. At the time of this recording, March 1st, 2025, 12:11 p.m. Last night, the Boston Celtics played the Cleveland Cavaliers, the fourth and final match between the number 1 and number 2 seed. Cavs being
Boston
40
had a 2-1 lead in the whole series.
Yeah, we had a 2-1 lead in the series. Just to go through some stats of this game itself, the Boston Celtics coming into this game, we're sitting second at the Eastern Conference. 42-17. The Cleveland Cavaliers were 48-10. Boston started the game 25-3 run. Jason Tatum does the "was Pops wrong for this meme?" He says, "I hit my glasses." Wow, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Jason Tatum does the "F out of here, Cavs." He does the.
He's like, "Yeah, I'm out of here."
My mom telling me, "Oh, the score's 30-9. Y'all doing great." I'm like, "Hey, I don't even gotta watch the game. We chilling." I turn my TV on. I see 55-55. Then we go up 17 in the third. I'm like, "Oh, okay, we chilling. We just had a lock in." It's light work. I go get my lunch. I'm done making my food. I'll come back. Does that say 104-101 Cleveland? Did I just see an Evan Mobley transition three?
Two of them. Yeah, two of them.
Like, I understand it. We don't have Tingus Pingus. We don't have Drew Holiday. What I don't understand. I don't understand how you let a team go on a 53-31 run to close the game. I don't understand why you kept having Sam Hauser on Darius Garland. I don't understand that. He got put on a t-shirt like back to back times. They saw Sam Hauser. They said, "Cone." They treat him how Patrick Beverly said they treat Chris Paul. Cone. First of all, shout out Darius Garland. So many people wrote him off after a slump last season. Hip injury, was dealing with family loss, COVID, I believe. Shout out Garland for showing us he's still elite. He's still one of the top 10 guards in the East. With that being said, Joe Mazzulla, you up 25-3. You don't take
conversations. Time to have this conversation.
You don't
Motivation merchant.
You don't take no timeouts. You was too busy watching House. Whatever the Boston movie is, Home or whatever it's called with Ben Affleck. That's what you was. The Town. You was busy watching The Town, talking about. You wasn't showing them a game plan. You was showing them UFC fights. Guys, we're choking. That's how you stay calm under pressure, buddy. 25-3. Even without Jerome Porzingis, I get it. We can't get too excited. That comeback probably don't happen if we had him. 25-3. Let me get closer. 3 times 8, 24. The Cleveland Cavaliers could have had 8 straight threes in a row. They still would have been down 1 point. And that's just the Boston Celtics. They removed their 5 from the court. And let the Cavs have a shoot around. You up 25-3. Jason Tatum says, "F out of here." You up 25-3. You lose. You get outscored in the second half, 59-42. And even in the first half, the only quarter the Celtics outscored the Cavs was the first. 26-38 Boston first quarter. 38-36 Cavs second quarter. 31-24 Cavs third quarter. 28-18 fourth quarter for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I think we can kind of transition into how, like, the question is, do you think, Joachim, that Boston has, do you think they have any debt at all?
You know why me and Samaji at the beginning of the podcast talk about Baylor Shireman?
Why?
Because we don't have nobody. He was putting our faith in these nice guys. Baylor Shireman actually low-key kind of cold. But what I don't understand is, what happened to Xavier Tillman production? What happened to Nehemiah Skata?
What happened to Derek White?
We gave Derek White the 2016 Steph green light, but he don't got that shooting bag. That's why we lost the OKC game 4 weeks ago. Because we gave Derek White a green light that he doesn't deserve. And it's not because he doesn't deserve it, but Derek White got the shot selection. He's spinning a wheel like Karis LeVert. Derek White is either like catch and shoot 3, pull up dribble, or floater. Have you heard of a pump fake? And the thing that's really bad about this loss, it's still the Celtics series to win. Because as a Boston fan, we go through this every year. Excuse me. We go through this every year with the Celtics. They get lazy after All-Star break. Then in the month of March, we're not going to lose a game in the month of March. We probably not going to lose a game after this. Let me look at our schedule just to confirm this. We probably not gonna lose a game. Nuggets, Trailblazers, Sixers, Lakers, Jazz, Thunder, Celtics, Nets, Jazz, Trailblazers, Kings, Suns, Spurs, Grizzlies, Celtics. My fault. Spurs, Grizzlies.
You guys lose the games.
We lose 3 games. We lose 3 games at the most. Then all of a sudden the playoffs are just gonna lock in. So I'm not worried.
That's the thing. Don't be worried because at the end of the day, playoffs is when it matters.
Yeah, and we don't have Drew Holiday. And the thing about this Cavs team is I have yet to see them put it together in the playoffs. I have yet to see minus DeAndre Hunter. This the same team in 2023 that was healthy that had Mitchell Robinson looking like Will Chamberlain.
What did they lose to again?
The Knicks in 5. This was a Knicks pre-Cat, by the way. This was a Knicks pre-Cat.
We could also just talk about how dude, they got swept by the Cavs this year. Obviously we're going into playoffs, but they're the Knicks are the 2023 Cowboys.
Oh yeah, the Knicks not doing nothing in the playoffs.
13-4 had the number 2 seed, and you know what? You decided to lose to the Packers. Jordan loves Packers.
That came out of left field.
That's gonna be the Knicks this year. The Knicks are sorry as hell.
Pistons eliminating the Knicks. Cade eliminating the Knicks.
Yes.
I'm there.
Let's look at the standings right now. Look at the standings right now. NBA.
Cade eliminating the Knicks. Hold on now.
We have It would be the Knicks would have the 3rd seed if it ended today, if the season ended today, and then we have the Pistons at the 6th seed. I think
Cade eliminating the Knicks.
I think the Pistons win that series in 6.
Jalen Brunson slander. I need it. I need it.
I feel like he just might be their best player.
Yeah, I actually don't have any. I think Jalen Brunson is actually extremely underrated. I don't know why I say Jalen Brunson slander there. My fault, y'all.
No, you think just anybody but Jalen Brunson?
I don't like the city of New York as a Celtics fan. I'm predispositioned not to like the Knicks. It's nothing personal.
Rivalry.
I'm just not supposed to like the Knicks. But I will say the thing about the Boston Celtics before we move on, they don't have depth after their starting 4, and if Porzingis is injured in the playoffs and we don't have that post presence, this is the first year I'm like, I don't know, we might not win. We might not win.
Yeah, I mean, you guys might make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
We should.
I think, you guys should. If you guys don't, that's kind of.
We should make it to the. I mean, because we play the Heat first, or maybe the Magic. Beat either of those in 6. Then we. Imagine if Andrew Wiggins just randomly becomes a 30-point per game scorer and just snatches the Celtics chain in the first round. That'd be kind of hilarious, actually.
Yeah, I know you'd KYS yourself.
I would. Then you play the Knicks. Yeah, we should get to the conference finals relatively easily. It's just about consistency, and the thing that's so bad about this loss last night, that's the best Tatum and Brown game I've seen in years. Tatum went for 46, 16, and 9. Brown went for 37, 5, and 2, 37, 5, and 2. Both efficient from the floor. What was that?
The Nuggets are the second seed. The Nuggets are the 2nd seed.
Oh, yeah.
They're the second. I didn't know that. They're on a run right now. I mean, shout out Luka, though. Luka put up a yeah, we cooked them.
Warriors, Grizzlies, first round.
That would heal me.
I need it.
Yeah.
It would. I mean, because if the Warriors,
we play the Rockets. That's light work.
Bro, get the Rockets out of there, bro. They don't deserve it. Get that, bro. I would be rooting for y'all to body bag the Rockets so bad. I'm not even a Lakers fan.
I think the thing is the Lakers, they kind of are in a transitioning zone where it's they're with Luka, but I don't think Luka's their best. I don't know. I think Luka's their best player, but
it goes back and forth. It goes back and forth.
Rod and Luka, but I like that though because it shows that you have players on our team. I mean, look, what's his name? I literally was watching him yesterday. The players, Milton, Shake Milton is looking nice.
Yeah, he is.
No, and then Jemison. We gotta talk about Jemison and Goodwin. They played almost a majority of that first half, with Austin Reeves being out because he has a calf strain, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Played phenomenal. That man Goodwin's hustle, Jordan Goodwin's hustle was incredible. I don't know if you saw it, but there's a clip of him where Zubac got a rebound, snatched that, put it back up, easy bucket. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you knew who even Goodwin was, but I think that just shows how we have some good depth on our team.
Yeah, y'all just need a big, like an actual, like
Yeah, I agree.
Alex. That's the weakest point in y'all. Y'all got shooters. Y'all got. If you guys can stay consistent, it's what we wrote about earlier. Like if Reeves and Hashimura can stay consistent, that's your third option. Y'all literally just are a big away from, or like a good little 1-2 combo in the big front to actually be in a team that can be dangerous. That's the only thing y'all are missing.
Yeah, like Hayes is a really like he's not the best at defense, but with Luka on the court, they're dangerous. Like he's dangerous. Cause I don't know, like there have been times where like that pick and roll transition, perfect, beautiful. Like that's gonna be stopped obviously, but you have Dorian Finney-Smith as well. Like that's your bench. But, like, oh my gosh, like obviously like as a Laker fan, I'm spoiled, but like like it's great seeing this depth that we have back again. Like, thank you, Nico Harrison. Thank you, Nico Harrison.
This literally like this is the equivalent of giving Steph, not even Giannis. This is like giving Steph Wemby. This is literally the equivalent of that. Like, bro, don't get me wrong. We doing great with Jimmy Butler. This is not a Warriors episode.
Yeah, you guys are 7-1. I'll give you guys that. You guys are good.
I do want to say 7-1. Y'all clown me for saying the Warriors could do something this year. I got the clip up. We gonna revisit this in May when I see Warriors Lakers Western Conference Finals.
I don't think that's happening.
It can.
I think the Lakers really have to get really lucky because this year is gonna be hard. We're gonna get some.
No, y'all can beat the Thunder. Y'all can beat the Thunder.
We'll see.
The only thing that would need to happen: Grizzlies stay 3, Warriors move up to 6. I would want. I don't know between Nuggets and Thunder.
Today, you are not beating the Nuggets. Because if the season ended today, you guys would be
Here we are.
Nuggets.
Here we are.
We're not. We're not.
Here we are.
We're not.
Trust me. The Nuggets.
Who's stopping Jokic?
Doesn't matter. Michael Porter Jr. is falling off. Aaron Gordon's slowing down. Jamal Murray is not playing the Lakers. I'm telling you right now, if the Warriors and Nuggets have to play in a series with that lack of depth,
Jamal Murray has been playing like he's been playing Lakers.
He's been playing good, but look at the depth on the. Look at the Nuggets have no depth. They have no other backup bigs, so Jokic's gonna be tired over the course of his. Nuggets
Westbrook. I mean, Westbrook ain't lost, but he's up there.
I'm not taking Westbrook over Kuminga, Podziemski, and Moses Moody, who are actually playing good with Jimmy Butler. I'm sorry, bro. I'm being so real right now. No, the top 3 in the West. This is a sidebar because we about to dive into something else right now. The top 3 in the West, depending on how they stack up and who they play against, is legitimately free eats for anybody in the bottom.
I agree. I mean, the Lakers are literally a game and a half from the 1 seed. No, from the 2 seed. I'm sorry, not the 1 seed. Definitely.
If you ask me, fully healthy right now, can the Mavericks beat the Thunder with AD back? Absolutely. I think they beat them in 6.
I agree.
If you ask me right now, do I think? Well, let's just take into account the Warriors win today. The only matchup is Clippers and Nuggets, and even still, if you get because Norman Powell wasn't playing last night, if you give me a fully healthy, even like halfway functioning Kawhi Leonard to space out the floor, Harden, Norman Powell, Zubac, all that depth versus the Nuggets, they are a deeper team. I do think that the Clippers have already beat the Nuggets, I believe, twice this season. I do think the Clippers can beat the Nuggets, especially abusing that pick and roll with Jokic.
No, I agree. I think the thing is the Clippers are really good on that. Kawhi, I don't know. I lost a game, and I saw Kawhi doing moves he hasn't done in years, and it made me happy. I'm not gonna lie. Seeing Kawhi healthy can make a grown man cry. I'm saying as a Laker fan, like honestly. If Kawhi can stay healthy in the playoffs, the Clippers can low-key make a deep run. I'm not gonna lie.
They can make a deep run 1,000%. And let's just say because it's tied right now, let's just say the Warriors win against Philly tonight.
Just to get stopped by the Lakers, though. I'm gonna keep it back with you just to get stopped by the Lakers.
That's not a crazy take, though.
No, dude, they were up by 15 at one point, and my gosh, I know I'm glazing right now, but like, dude, like JJ Redick's transitionings, like the way like
he's a great adjustment coach. He's one of the best. He's one of the best adjustment coaches in the league. I would get y'all that 1,000%.
Oh my dude. From going from Darvin Ham, who would let that lead go from 15 to 35, yeah, it means a lot. I mean, yeah, these past years, but you know what? Like, just kind of transitioning into like what you're saying, like we could talk about like now, like who essentially we just talk about coaches, but who do you think is the face of the league right now, and like we can discuss that right now.
I do want to say
LeBron.
real quick, if the Warriors
LeBron.
play the Grizzlies today, they free. With that being said, though, face of the league, let's scale back up.
LeBron. It's LeBron.
Let's scale back a little bit.
LeBron.
I believe this was Thursday. I forgot who the Lakers played. Lakers just played not the Timberwolves. Who the Lakers play on Thursday?
Timberwolves. No, we played Timberwolves, and then yesterday we played the.
They did play the Timberwolves.
We
Where
played
LeBron was
Timberwolves.
talking about was Anthony Edwards the face of was Anthony Edwards the face of the league, and LeBron said, "Who wants to be the face of the league in a league where the media is constantly scrutinizing the top players and the product itself is not being presented in a way towards the audience where the audience wants to care and enjoy it?" Stephen A. Smith responded to this. Basically, to paraphrase what Stephen A. Smith said, he felt like it was not necessarily taking the coward's way out, but you're using the media to hide the fact that you don't want that responsibility of being the face of the league, or you're trying to obfuscate or blame shift when you get held to a certain standard. And then LeBron responded again on Twitter. He said we should be talking about Steph dropping 56 on 16 to 25 and 12 to 19 from 3 and 12 and 12 from the free throw line against Orlando. We should be talking about the Cavs and the Thunder being the number 1 seed. You just proved my point. We need to be talking about the actual product. Obviously, if guys underperform, we need to talk about that. But you need to talk about the product instead of worrying about the quote-unquote face, because this is the most talented era of basketball we ever have.
Mm-hmm. I think the issue is, do you want to go ahead or do you want me to go ahead?
I'll go real quick because I'll talk about the media, but I'll go after you. I think to answer the question who the face of the league is, Gilbert Arenas said it best on First Take. I'm going to steal his take. He said, when you look at Kobe, when you look at Bron, when you look at Kareem, when you look at Tim Duncan, those are all guys before the age of 26 that had 1 NBA championship. They had 4 All-NBA team selections. They were in MVP combos. They've been in multiple conference finals. The only guy that fits that bill right now in the league is Jason Tatum. It's the only guy in the league who fits that bill. It's the only guy in the league who fits that bill. Jason Tatum and Giannis. The problem is, after... Give me a second here. The problem is, after a guy like Stephen Curry pretty much changes the way the game is seen with excitement, you have to invent new terms in order to find excitement. It's this whole thing about, you know...
That's a good take.
SGA has, he's got... What's the word people use like to describe SGA?
Aura.
Yes, people use that word to describe SGA. Or Tatum don't got it, or Giannis got... People are inventing new gimmicks to make players exciting. Because truth be told, I do think Steph Curry, to an extent, killed the excitement of the NBA. When you have a guy that can pull up from 50 feet, I was talking about this with my dad last night. He said Steph Curry on the court makes most people look boring off the court, on or off the court. When you tune into a Steph Curry game, you can always expect a show. You can't, just because of the way the game is played, I'm not dissing their playing styles, but when you look at a guy like a Giannis, when you look at a guy like a Tatum and Ant, you can expect those moments, but there's no spectacle around it. We're almost spoiled as fans because we've gotten normal to this level of greatness. What Bron is doing at 40 is extremely impressive, but I've seen Bron do this for 20 years to the point where it's like, oh, okay, that's just Bron being Bron. It's not like, oh, this 40-year-old is dominant. It's just, oh, that's Bron being Bron.
I kind of like your idea where it's like, you're talking about like, it's kind of like the newer generation. Like if we're talking about like in general, who's the face of the league, I still think it's LeBron James. I mean, that man is up there all time. I think he is the greatest player of all time. But I think also just adding on to what we said earlier, I think the thing is people are slowly distrusting how the way people view like the media, just the way how the media is viewed. I think Joaquin just left, but I know why. But kind of what my perspective is, I think the media is kind of the way how they're depicted. The depiction of NBA players, especially on ESPN, Fox Sports. Obviously, those would be companies that personally I would like to work for. Personally, companies that I think me and you would like to work for.
Yeah,
but the thing is that they kind of are like they're transitioning into more of like a debate type of like. There's nothing wrong with like debating about sports, but they debate about the most bullshit ass things, and that's what makes people like not want to watch, and that's why you have people like who want to watch people like us who are independent journalists right now, essentially, or people who are on TikTok like what's his name? Nico Tates. He talks about football, a little bit of basketball. I
Mm-hmm.
prefer to watch him over ESPN any day. And it's not because like I don't want to say I'm brain rotted or like I'm kind of like essentially like my like I don't have a good attention span, but it's the fact that he has
Mm-hmm.
good content. These
Yeah.
guys better content than ever. And then you could even go outside of like sports. You can talk about news as well. Like the way news is depicted, like Manuel Gio talking to me how they're talking about like how they interviewed people at the US Mexican border. Like he said that they gave more facts and more information than any other big journalist company has. So I think that's the issue in general is that the media kind of depicts it in a way like where there isn't enough information. So I feel like with sports, like not only is there's not enough information, but it's also like they depict people in a certain way where it's like bad guy, good guy. Like I've said it before, Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is a great
Mm-hmm.
example. Bad guy. But you look at Jimmy Butler, good guy. Doesn't make sense. So that's why people aren't watching it anymore. That's why viewership's dropping on TV in general and viewership's dropping in ESPN and SportsCenter. It's because they're in the same old system. Like
Mm-hmm.
like their system hasn't changed at all, and that's why social media is on the rise. That's why our podcast is going to be on the rise because
Mm-hmm.
we're the ones that are talking about the facts. We're the ones that are talking about our opinions in a way where it doesn't seem like silly goosey type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like what essentially it is about. Yeah, that's kind of like
Yeah.
my on that.
And I think also just to kind of springboard off that point, it's not even just like the ESPN stuck in the old ways. Because if you look at the old ways, I mean, you had like Stuart Scott, you had Tim Legler, you had Scott
Yeah,
Van Pelt, you had real analysis. And I think when these journalists, and I think it's completely fair for journalists to realize the power they have in shifting public narrative
yeah,
and
yeah.
influencing
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
influencing how we look at things. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But I think that the problem in that is journalists are slowly becoming media personalities. They're clip
yes,
farming. They're doing.
yes.
I mean, Kendrick Perkins, I think, is somebody that understands the game of basketball, but he also understands the game of social media. You can name me more Kendrick Perkins memes and clip farming than you can actually name good takes he's had. I'm not saying he
Yeah,
hasn't had good takes, but it's kind of the way, we also consume media. It's not a lot of room for actual analysis and just talk of the game from these people, kind of these figureheads, because they want to be just as talked about as the athlete. And I
yeah.
think when you have that clash of ideals and egos, even if we look at Inside the NBA, I think it's a great example of this.
Great example.
One of the best shows I've watched. There's so many memes from that. There's so many iconic moments. How many of those moments are actually around one of these guys outside of Ernie and Kenny having a good take? I'm not saying Shaq and Charles don't know ball, but they
No, but
have
they hate a lot, and they
they
create a
hate and
they hate the new players. They hate the new players, and I think that's the thing that I mean we kind of should see that from Shaq. Shaq's always been a hater. Let's keep it a buck. He's been a hater for a while, but like it just proves the point. Like there's haters, and I think that's the reason why people don't want to be the face of the league.
yeah.
And Stephen A. proved that point in that whole segment when LeBron was talking about it. He proved the whole segment. That's how media is. And if we want to talk about a change, then there has to be a change. Talk about like clip farming, not too much clip farming, because clip farming is good, but when you do it too much, people are gonna leave your show. People are gonna be like,
Mm,
BS, I'm out. This guy ain't talking about what I want him to talk about.
yeah. And I think it's also like people wanting a certain image for face of the league as well. It's like we want that Jordan Kobe mentality. We want that grip. We want that dog. But outside of Anthony Edwards, there's just not a lot. And it's completely fine. The
Mm-hmm.
NBA is less, I'm not going to say less competitive, but it's more of a understanding that this is our job. We can still be friends on and off the court. If that
Yeah,
Luka trade, if Larry Bird was traded to like the Pistons or something like 30 years ago, I don't think he'd be shaking hands with his teammates. They'd be throwing hands. He'd be punching those guys. That's just the type of league it was back then. It was a lot more animosity. Now these guys realize, with sponsorships, it's bigger than just me being a cog in a machine. It's about me, understanding how I can just make money off my name. And I think even this Luka Doncic trade is a great example of how when you do have a generational star that could be the face of the league who's building that talent and a name for himself, and then the GM's like, oh, we're going to trade him. There's not a lot of loyalty in terms
would
of,
yeah,
there's not a
and
lot of loyalty. No, you can go.
I think the media did that too. Like dude, there was so much that came out after he got traded. He got
He's
overweight.
fat.
He's
He's fat.
fat. He
He's
smokes
270.
hookah every day.
He
Like what?
drinks beer.
Yeah, like and like that's like daily. life of a human. Like, I'm not saying that's good for you, but like, people have hobbies. People have hobbies.
KD
And
smokes weed. I mean,
he smokes weed.
are we gonna say?
Are we gonna say like, oh no, he's trash? Like, get him out of here.
J.R. Smith was probably greened out before the NBA Finals, where he hit that 4-point shot in 2016.
Yeah, he definitely was. Yeah, he definitely was.
It's like, bro, these are. I mean, and we'll make jokes about players. I mean, that Warriors rant that's on the Instagram, I was talking about Steve Kerr doesn't know how to coach. That was before Jimmy Butler. I owe you an apology, Big Steve-O. But I mean, and we'll make jokes like, oh yeah, maybe Cam Reddish need to get sent to the Guangdong Tigers. We'll make. He's still on the Lakers?
Yeah, he was a part of the Dalton Connect trade.
Cam Reddish is still a Laker? I did not know that. I'm sorry.
But he should be sent to the Guangdong Tigers. I agree. Send that man to China.
Just send it to the Pistons. He'll be all right. He a great one-on-one player. He just doesn't know how to play 5-on-5 like the best. But he's a Cam Bag is nice because that you saw that
that was nice. That was nice.
Cam tough, bro. I still believe Cam Thomas is the one guy who I was kind of wrong about. That I still believe in a different system. In a couple years, that man gonna become a star. Trust that dude.
Also the pressure too that the media puts on. Like we kind of depicted.
Yeah.
Like Cam Reddish probably had all that pressure, and then that's probably why he fell.
Yeah. Next, Paul George, which we could talk about podcast P. That's another day though.
You bring my life. Oh gosh,
nice. That's it.
I
wish I had a ball, but you also got this one. Celtics Shaq. that would. I feel like Lakers Steve Nash should be in there too.
Yeah,
Lakers Steve Nash should be in there. I don't know why Steve Nash just escaped all that slander for being dog on the Lakers. I don't know. I was looking at them stats yesterday. I said, does that say 5.7 points and 6.3 assists? Mind you, he was injured. It was a bad smell, but he was injured, so context matters. But compared to the way we talk about like Nets, KG, and Pierce, because Pierce went to the Wizards after. Paul Pierce was low.
Oh yeah, by the way, that trade ended up giving you guys Tatum and Brown, so you guys should be applaud them, I guess.
And the thing is too, that's crazy. Tatum ain't win the ring. Tatum dunked on Braun automatically. Face of the league. They found that moment. They thought I'm not gonna lie. I thought it would. After I saw him dunk on Braun and bump him, I said, "Oh my gosh, this is the next guy. This is the next guy." You got Jaylen Brown and media saying, "Yeah, next 6 years, next 7 years, I'm gonna win 6. I'm gonna win 6 championships." It's this pressure to like be. I mean, he was in front of Taylor.
Hey, but,
honestly,
you
can't say that. I got you. I got you.
Thank you, bro.
I would have been saying BoxInOne gonna hit $2 million in 3 months. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Billionaire, locked in immediately.
Not too bad.
Would have locked in immediately. It's like that Jordan meme where he saw I think Byron Scott was out. He was like, "Who guarded me?" What 50? That's how I would have been talking. That's how I would have been talking. That's how I would have been talking.
Dude, but that's hilarious.
That's such a niche NBA view. I can just do this. Everyone knows I'm talking about that Kevin Garnett.
One clip of KD, where he has 2 basketballs in his hands and he's wearing jeans. Oh my gosh, so hilarious.
Yeah, but we were saying, like that Jason Tatum did the dunk, and it was like, face the league, and then he don't get a ring in like 2020. They're like, is it time to blow up the Jays? I'm like, bro, they played for 3 years together. Yeah. NBA media was so hard.
But then hear me out. With Joel Embiid, it's been a decade, guys. But we're still with trust the process. Media didn't talk about that. Media never talked about that.
They're talking about it now. It's because Joel Embiid has never been healthy. Well, no, he was healthy last year, and Tatum knocked him out of there.
Those conversations.
The thing that's so sad about the Sixers too is that they're on paper they were a great team. Caleb Martin, Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, Paul George, Joel Embiid, Kelly Oubre,
2021 Lakers.
They're a great team on paper. Yabusele from France. They're a great team on paper.
He dunked on someone, right? I just forgot.
Yeah, it was like an AI edit or something. Yeah, that was weird. A great marketing tactic, though.
Yeah.
You have a great team. Jared McCain, before he got injured, was averaging 21 over the course of 10 games. Jared McCain, the first guy I've watched when I look at him, I said, oh, he got that out of Steph Curry bag. But I can visually, it's not just like Trae Young who's shooting deep shots. It's about the off-ball movement and the shot creation. Steph Curry light over there. Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain were tearing it up a bit. Tyrese Maxey out for the season. Joel Embiid hasn't been healthy.
He's out for the season? When?
Joel Embiid was out for the season since yesterday.
Tyrese Maxey.
No, my fault. Not Maxey. No.
Oh my God.
No, not Maxey. Paul George, he's still revving it up. Like, dog, you had a team. You spent $212 million on Paul George's head, bro. And this is what you get. It's one of the craziest things. I've never seen a team that has so much promise throughout the years. I mean, but even the healthier Joel Embiid runs, I mean, just look at the string of just unfortunate events. Kawhi Leonard, is this the dagger? Ben Simmons passing the ball. You are up 3-2 by 20 against, were they up 3-2? Yeah, they were up 3-2. No, they were up 3-1 against the Hawks, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were up 3. Wait a second, this worse than I remember. Wait, no. Let me look this up. Because I remember the Hawks lost Game 6 and won Game 7. So I think it was 2-2. It was 2-2. And he was up 25 in the fourth. And Danilo Gallinari all of a sudden says, oh, I guess I'm him now. Y'all blew that lead. Game 7, Ben Simmons layup. Back injuries. You make the trade for James Harden. Injuries. Also the fact you ran into the Boston Celtics. But even in that Miami Heat series, Joel Embiid wasn't healthy. Against the Miami Heat, a team that was beatable with James Harden. James Harden goes in China and says, I will never be associated with a team connected to Daryl Morey ever again. And then he pulls a Kanye West. I'm going to repeat myself. I am never going to be associated in a team that has Daryl Morey in the front office again. This was the kids' youth camp. You know how mad you got to be at your GM to say, I never want to associate with him again, and you were the youth kids camp in China? And they looking at him like, James, we was just here for the new Adidas. We'll take the lesson on him.
The media is good in ways where they're picking like a player as like selfish, but
yeah,
I saw it when the media depicts a random like Kyrie Irving. Like, Kyrie Irving never did anything bad.
He did things that were like, all right, you kind of weird for that, bro. But like, he's matured a lot, and I think the level of scrutiny he's gotten is well beyond. And I'm not even gonna name what they did, but when you name people with much more heat on their name, like Miles Bridges, like Kevin Porter Jr., that don't get that same level. Yeah, nice. RTV. He dropped a freestyle. We all forgot about why he was suspended like 20 games or something like that. It's just interesting. But yeah, the Philadelphia 76ers are a team that unfortunately like Joel Embiid has just for whatever reason just had bad luck. Also, Sixers medical team, you need to be investigated. Markelle Fultz wasn't the same. Ben Simmons back not the same. Paul George injuries. Joel Embiid knee still cooked. Same thing with the Clippers medical team. Kawhi Leonard was suing y'all for millions of dollars. Never came back up. Wonder why. These medical teams need to be investigated. Stop shooting their knees with horse tranquilizers, bro. They not Patrick Mahomes' ankles against the Eagles in the 2022 Super Bowl. Stop shooting their knees up, brother. Stop it. Go to the guy that heals Steph Curry ankles, bro. Go to him. Funny story real quick. My sister, she had an injury in track and field. The guy that she went to was the guy that healed Steph Curry's ankles. He was the guy that gave the Warriors team like the plan. I don't know if like I still like have Buddy. That was so long ago. I don't think I could get in contact with bro. But
that's crazy.
But she got physical therapy from the guy that fixed Steph Curry's ankles, and he was so low key about it too. He just dropped it like her last session. I was like, he's the reason we got 2 rings. But yeah, I might have to look that up. I might reach out. I'll be like, hey, we got a podcast now. How would you help Joel Embiid? But yeah, that's just like a random lore about me. I met the guy who helped Steph Curry.
Yeah.
But it's
I think just kind of like we can kind of transition into that. We can talk about our player of the week as well. Who is your player of the week?
I haven't watched enough basketball. I'm gonna be so honest. Haven't watched enough basketball. I am unfortunately gonna have to say LeBron James. I think he's averaging like 27, 8, and 8 this week. Dog, you're 40. You should not be doing that. I don't know what super soldier serum they gave you. He had great performances this week. Luka also had great performances this week, but I think
Cade Cunningham. That's my player of the week. I also didn't want to be biased.
I think Cade is a great pick. What Detroit is doing,
but that man has been balling. That man put 20 on that man. Wow, I don't even know what to say. But he had a great week.
8-1 in their last 9, and without Jaden Ivey, who's out for the season.
And they beat a Celtics team by 20 points. That was a good game, too. That was like, wow.
Of course it was a good game for you.
I know, but I was like, what? I was shocked.
Hey, to be fair, though, the Celtics, the last 3 years have always, had either close games or lost to the Pistons. Because remember that, when the Pistons won that losing streak, that 25-game losing streak, and they was up 66-49. I was like, what is happening? The Pistons, for whatever reason, just get superpowers against Boston. But still, the Lakers too. I think I'm gonna go with LeBron or Luka Doncic for my player of the week, or maybe just Doncic as a collective.
Luka, oh my gosh, bro! Luka was
undefeated in this week, having amazing games. It was gonna be Giannis for last week. But I do think Doncic is a duo. You can't just highlight one without the other. I'm going to say Doncic as a collective is my player of the week. Mm-hmm. They found their groove. They found their rhythm. Lakers are looking good, undefeated this week as well. High-profile Mavericks matchup. Luka got 19, 15, and 12 that game. Bron gave you 27. They got the QB wide receiver connection. And Bron is Megatron. Instead of Matthew Stafford, no disrespect to Stafford, he got a bucket. He got a launch. He gave the Ravens, Rams a ring. My fault. Wish the Ravens got a ring this year. It's like if Bron Megatron, you gave him Tom Brady. That's really what it is on this Lakers team, and that's why that duo. I'm
Brady had Randy Moss, by the way.
They didn't get a ring though. Don't count.
No, they didn't get a ring. That's such a shame, bro. How do you go 17-0? You don't get a ring. You lose to
random Dolphins torture chamber defense. Was that the Dolphins that year, or was that the Giants?
The Giants. The Giants won the Super Bowl there.
Giannis ring. I'm gonna leave it at that. We're not gonna get into the Giannis ring today, but I think
that was a good series.
That was a good series though.
I think
injury ring though. Injury ring. I'm gonna walk you through this. First round.
I know it. I know it already. I know it.
Injury ring. And Joe Harris. That's another thing. And Joe Harris, when you think about it.
Joe Harris, ghost game.
Fourth quarter yelling, why the Joe Harris in? Shouldn't have even been Batum. Should have been Joe Harris.
What a yelling one.
Joe Tsai also kind of... That Nets team I do wish got a ring, but... Because imagine, think about it. 20 is Bron's ring, 21 is Durant, 22 is Curry. You know how cool that would have been?
That would be fucking amazing.
Now you got Giannis, just a polar bear in Arlington, Texas. I'm joking. I actually feel like Giannis is flying under the radar a little bit. But the Bucks this year don't have enough. I think it's a good thing for him.
That's a good thing for him. People were on him when he lost to Kawhi. I remember that. I was on him, bro. I was a hater. That year when he lost, bro. I was dancing in my room.
I was just happy because they beat Boston, so I was just happy because of that.
Jeez. I don't know. You can call it an injury ring all you want, but that Raptors run was kind of crazy up to the finals.
It was.
That was really
that was it. No. Because KD played for 7 minutes and dropped 11 on 3 or 4 shooting. It was torching. Y'all, we all knew what was going to happen. We literally beat them. Even if KD, if Klay stay healthy, we beat him in 7 games. It's cool though. Enjoy that ring, Kyle Lowry. It's cool though. I'm a biased Warriors fan. I'm gonna end the episode off saying this though. If Steph Curry gets a fifth ring,
we're not even at the part where.
We have the Pistons to talk about. We have the Pistons to highlight. I do want to say real quick, if Bron is the consensus number 1 greatest player, and Steph gets a 5th ring, he's 2.
I guess he brought a heater today, guys.
If you have Bron at your 1 and Steph gets the ring this year, probably not going to happen. I'm getting way too excited. But if he gets a ring this year, Steph is over Jordan and Kobe. I want to say that first, so if it does happen, people can go back to this and be like, yo, he was spitting. If Bron is your 1, Steph is your 2, period.
I mean, looking at it now, I mean, I'm a Kobe fan, but like, I'm mostly gonna argue against that. But I mean, at the same time, I really can't argue against it because
I'm gonna be real. We've been lap Kobe. I'm sorry.
The thing is Curry is in terms of influential, is easily one of the most influential players of all time. Mm-hmm. And he adds shooting to it. He's a great shooter of all time. You add him as a point guard. He's the greatest point guard of all time. So it's not ridiculous to say that right now. I mean, it's sad to say that because I'm a Laker fan. Love Kobe. But I think the arguments of Kobe, I don't know. I think right now, like I said, I think right now he's better than Curry. But if he does get the 5th ring, I think so.
Kobe will always love you. Enjoy that 4th all time, buddy. We will always love you. Steph get a 5th ring. Steph get a 5th ring. It goes Bron and then Steph, then Jordan, then Kobe, then Curry.
And that's a hot take, but I think Kobe is a better Jordan.
Yeah, he better play. It's not ridiculous to say that. I've been said that Kobe better than Jordan.
Yeah, he's better than Jordan.
He like sure Jordan on paper.
They're the same player essentially. If you really think about it.
Yeah, Kobe just got better defense and jump shot. Kobe has a better 3-pointer and a better defender. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yes,
I'm gonna leave it at that. But final topic. Contender or pretender? This is a new
Pretenders and Knicks. Pretenders and Knicks. We all know that. Pretenders and Knicks. But let's talk about the
Knicks. Let's talk about the Pistons. Some more short content for the IG rules. Hopefully we keep this under 3 minutes. Pistons are 8-1 in their last 9. They've beaten teams like the Boston Celtics on their win streak. Actually, matter of fact, let's look up this Pistons win streak real quick before I start calling out teams that don't exist. On this Pistons win streak,
I was going to start talking about the Sharks.
The Pistons have beat the Boston Celtics, the Los Angeles Clippers, the Hawks in a thriller where Cade, I believe, went for 40 and Trey had 38-19. They beat the Spurs. They beat the Bulls. They beat the Hornets. They beat the Sixers. Lost to the Cavs by 3. Mind you, they lost to the Cavs because of a Darius Garland miracle 3-point shot. They was contended. That was a Cavs team without Mitchell, though. I do want to point that out as well, but still, to be able in contention with the number 1 team in the East, only lose by a half-court game winner. Great stuff for them. Pistons are currently 6th. They're 33-27. The question is, this Pistons team is gearing for a playoff run win streak. They lost to the Nuggets, but they still have beaten some other teams in competitive fashion that are going to the playoffs this year. Are they contenders or pretenders? Is this a run?
I think they're on a solid run. I think they won their first round series if they're a 6th seed or a 5th seed. I think that because the Knicks are kind of like in a place where they're not facing good teams, or they're facing good teams and they're losing, and they face bad teams and they're winning. Like I said, 2023 Dallas Cowboys. They're gonna get knocked out of first round by the Pistons. I think the Pistons could make a run to the Western Conference Finals, but I think they get stopped just strictly because the Cavs in Boston exist.
Okay. I was gonna say
because even with the Bucks, they could. I mean, if they do ever face the Bucks, I don't know how. I kind of have to remember how the bracket works.
Oh no, because you got, but not because you're African. But if the seeding stays, it ends today. Pistons would face the Knicks. Pacers would face the Bucks. Also, real quick, shout out to Tyrese Halliburton. He who been crazy. He beat the Wash allegations. 26-13 on like 63, 53, 100 splits. That boy going crazy. Anyways, I digress. Pistons are 6th. They would face the Knicks in the first round.
Yes, Miami.
And then it would be Celtics Miami. So they'd probably face the Celtics in the second round. And we already know the Pistons get super prized when they play the Boston Celtics. I'm going to say this right now. If the Pistons eliminate the Boston Celtics from the NBA playoffs, I will buy a Cade Cunningham jersey, and you will never see me rep Boston again. I'm that's how confident I am in the Boston Celtics. I will never rep Boston again if we lose to the Pistons in the playoffs.
They look flashy in the playoffs, but I just don't think they make it past Boston. I think it's just that simple. Boston's a better team. Like, obviously they beat them by 20 the other day, but you got to realize this is the regular season we're talking about.
Yeah,
I think Boston's gonna lock the fuck in.
Yes, we will.
But I don't know what you can call them though. I don't want to say they're a contender, but they're definitely not a pretender.
Yeah, like they're here to stay. I think they just need like one more piece. They kind of remind me. Another wing scorer.
How's their bigs? Their bigs are
Give me Anthony Simons. Give me Anthony Simons on the Pistons.
Really? That's a take.
Give me that Cade and Anthony Simons backcourt. You'd have to offload Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren as well. Give me Anthony Simons. Give me another wing that can defend. Trade your picks for Cam Johnson. They're scary. They're scary. They kind of remind me of like the Golden State Warriors in like 2012 or 13 where they could make a playoff run. They just weren't good enough to like really be that deep. Mind you, 2013 Warriors were a couple missed free throws away from going to the NBA Finals in my opinion because Spurs, I think, played the Mavs with the Thunder. Warriors were winning that matchup throughout the regular season. Richard Jefferson just missed a couple free throws. I do think we could have got – imagine 2013 you get Curry versus Braun on Miami. And then in 2015, imagine how different the NBA would have been.
The talks would have been crazier, to be honest.
That would have really solidified like the Curry Braun. Like it's still there, but in the finals specifically, Durant did kind of take that away a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
Imagine if you just had like Curry Braun going band for 4 years. They would have finished 2-2. That's how I see it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
They would have finished 2-2.
But honestly, yeah, I think the Pistons are kind of like in the middle. They're not a pretender.
Yeah, they're like a protender.
Protender, yeah.
They're like they're a protender. They're not a contender.
That's a word. That's a word right there.
They're a protender. They're not somebody that I would say like if the NFL playoffs were adapted in the NBA format, I can say this right now: the Pistons can make it to the finals. If you just need to win one game, Pistons can make it to the finals. But
like,
it's not the playing tournament. This is the NBA playoffs. You need to beat the Knicks on a 7-game series. I can see it. The Celtics on a 7-game series? No.
I think it's close. I think it goes to 6, but that's
it's a competitive 6. And even still, like if the Knicks lock in, they should be able to win. It's just a matter of whether or not they do walk in and whether or not Tom Thibodeau terrorism rotations play a part in the playoffs, and they always do. So, yeah, I think the Pistons are where they need to be. Cade has brought Detroit back to relevance, 8-2 in your last 10. They're going to be a hot market for another star again. A guy like an Anthony Simons, a guy like a Cam Johnson getting that extra wing depth. And just also solidifying their bench. I mean, Tobias Harris is not a bad pick. I think moving Tobias to the bench more.
But looking at it now, it kind of age like one.
Yeah, if you have a Cam Johnson, they just need like another guard and a wing, and they're solid. That's all they need to like really make a deep run at the East. Maybe just another guard and then like a big. I feel like that's all they need. James Wiseman obviously is not going to take the leap as of right now, but you get some good draft stock together.
Over LaMelo Ball, by the way, guys. Boy, am I glad January 26th is gone.
What?
I'm glad January 26th, Slime Your Home Out Day, it was gone. Because I don't know.
You mean February?
I think we should end the episode. I mean,
we should. We covered a lot of ground today. We covered All-Star Weekend. We covered NBA media some. We got some great discussions in here. We covered Boston Celtics. That hurt my heart a little bit to see that loss, but it's okay. We still gonna make it to the finals. Win them. I don't know if we're gonna win them, but we might. Daniel with some great takes on NBA media as well. Our player of the week, I said Bronchich. Daniel said Cade Cunningham. Somebody's gonna be very happy with that. And then contender, pretender, we agreed the Pistons are a pro-tender. They're right where they need to be. They can maybe get off the first round of the playoffs, but making a deep run. No, they're not a contender for the finals as it stands. But that does not mean they're a bad team. They're still a good ball club. With that being said, as always, if you enjoyed the episode, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow the Twitter, the Instagram, the TikTok, the YouTube, and the Medium. Salute Darvin Ham. The two, man, we was like Kyrie and Braun in that Game 5. That's what it was. We was like Kyrie. And this is what we used to as well, because we did the whole broadcasting thing for months. So, like, this light work. This light work, when you think about it, this light work for us. This is what me and Daniel do. But again, make sure you follow all the socials. Linktree in the Instagram bio. Tap in, share with your friends, your family, your loved ones.
Spotify.
We on Spotify now. I forgot. That was the announcement. We on Spotify now. That's how you know we're professional about this hobby. It's like slide into a DM and send them the Spotify link. That's what I want everybody to do. Slide it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do that right now. Once this camera, I'm gonna slide it right into people's DMs with the Spotify link. Be like tap in. Bag work. Little mellow bag work right there. Little mellow bag work, but
the poor pig got the one leg.
One leg. Do you shoot that shot? One leg, turn around. But with that being said, again, this is my third time doing the outro. Let me actually finish it. As always, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Subscribe to the Spotify. Follow the Medium, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're everywhere. It's a movement. It's a movement. Let's lock in. Let's reach these goals. Let's hit 5K by the end of the year. Let's do something great. Go chase something great. As always, again, share with your family, your friends, your loved ones. Slide into a DM with the Spotify link. You get free merch if you do that. If you have proof, you're gonna get free merch when we drop. So that's the incentive right there. I hear the clock going off in the background. As always,
Time's up.
So, if you enjoy the content, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Episode 8 on Spotify. We will see you all in the next one. Peace out.